this is my daily living adaptation for Terrill. He has CP, sensory neural hearing loss, and then also CDI, which is a visual impairment. So I did this very, very, very cheaply. But basically all you would need, so it's like a normal fork, spoon, and knife. My spoon broke, so just ignore that because it's gonna keep breaking. But fork, spoon, and knife. And I would want to use pipe cleaners. I wanted to have color contrasting on each thing. He could pick the colors because I'm sure he would have like a way to remember what color was fork, what color was spoon. Maybe like comparing it to his favorite food that he would normally use a fork with, favorite food that he would normally use a spoon with, and like maybe it follows those colors of those foods, something like that. But I would want to do pipe cleaners because I think the texture would help with his fine motor deficits that he may experience with his cerebral palsy. I didn't want to use like a pool noodle or anything to make the silverware super bulky because I didn't want it to be, and same thing with like a handle on the silverware just yet. I don't know exactly how he is fine motor wise. I just know that he has CP. So I wanted to give him something that was like a little less obvious. So I don't have pipe cleaners, but I used tape to kind of show what the pipe cleaners would look like on it. But yeah, so basically then all three of these things would be attached by pipe cleaners, not the super cheap plastic because the plastic strings keep breaking, but would be attached with pipe cleaners with hot glue. I also don't have a hot glue gun. To a carabiner. I also don't have a little carabiner, so I used a keychain that I have for teaching actually. But yeah, so I'd have that. So Terrill would take the fork, knife, and spoon. The other aspect of this, I don't know, this is something I'm struggling with. I don't think I want a knife attached to it. The knife is just attached right now because I couldn't get the spoon with its handle to be attached with all the cheap stuff I'm using as opposed to like hot glue. But so pretend the knife is a spoon. I just couldn't get it to look, I couldn't get the spoon to connect as well. But it would be able to connect if I added a hot glue gun. But basically he would have two different options. Like I said, I want this to be as discreet as possible. I don't want it to be like super obvious for him, which is why we're not using the handles or pool noodles. If this doesn't work, I felt like this was like a medium level because we could technically be using tape and not pipe cleaners and like have less of a texture, depending where he is at fine motor wise. We could also be using something bulkier. I wanted to do pipe cleaners to make it a little more discreet, not as obvious. So then once again with that, you could also use a ring, and so it would just like hold the fork and spoon and he could pick which one he wants and he would like have it connected to him, so he wouldn't have to really worry about grabbing it. It would probably be a little tighter to it so that it could kind of like be a little stiffer, and so like he wouldn't even have to hold it like very well to eat. The other option, so I made a bracelet in like earthy tones because I figured like I was just going off of like what most 7-year-old boys like, so I picked like these colors for him and made like a little bracelet for him. If he doesn't like the ring, he could also attach, well, he wouldn't have to attach the carabiner, but like if he decides he doesn't like the ring, he could also have a bracelet that's already attached to the carabiner and he could wear the bracelet. And so that would be something that he could like kind of pass himself what he needs. This kind of makes the fork stay a little better than the ring, but it would be all up to him. I don't know where he's at fine motor wise. I was trying to adapt this for his visual needs as well as his fine motor needs. So yeah, I think that's everything. Once again, this would be a spoon. I just wanted to differentiate between a fork and something else, and I couldn't get the spoon to work without glue. But yeah. Oh, the process of adapting it. I think I went into that a bit. I had a lot of different ideas, and it was difficult to decide what would be best for Terrill. I think it would be a little easier if I knew him. I also didn't want to fully focus on one need. I wanted to focus on like many of them. I wanted it to be fun for him as well. I'm definitely excited to make a daily living adaptation for a future student, because I did have a lot of fun with making this and thinking about what he needed and like taking notes on his little case study paragraph and deciding like what to make for him. I also had fun making the bracelet. Not having fun taking it off though, because I also made it to the size of a kid and not me, which is embarrassing. So yeah, that's my daily living adaptation for Terrill.